Hello, everyone. Welcome. The music might be a little loud compared to my voice, so I'm going to pull it down just a hair. How's that? That sound all right? Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome in, Willow, Mac, Theron, Al. Al, congratulations on being first tonight. Mario Maker, Super Mario 3 version of Mario Maker. Yeah, Mario Maker has the styles of SMB 1, SMB 3, SMW, New Soup, and then Mario Maker 2 also included 3D World for some reason, and it's really weird and different. I don't want to get that music belongs with that game, you know. I don't want to tempt fate. Necrodancer, Willow, you mentioned you might try it. I will say, Necrodancer is hard. It's really hard. Don't let that put you off of it. It is very fun, but you have to be ready to think very fast. I beat it eventually. I don't think I've ever beat it in one life, so to speak. There is a mode that you can play where it's more like a puzzle game, where you can just take your time and think out every move for as long as you want. That is also still, weirdly enough, a bit hard, but it's good for learning how things move. But it gets really tough. And then there's different characters, and one of them you have to play at double speed, and it's ridiculous. But it's got an excellent soundtrack, and it's got a good sense of humor with all the enemy names being very fun little musical puns. With all the bosses like Coral Riff. Well, Blaster, it comes down to I don't do all of them at once. I haven't touched Mario Maker for a while. I get to have one hyper-focus interest at a time. And right now, that is making games. Speaking of, we have so much we need to do tonight. So, we've basically finished off Room D. We'll delete this at some point. Room D, second pass, looks pretty good. I think this looks a lot better than the original. Nothing for pin pads. Oh, did you get a gold medal on a level? Because you unlock things for that. Oh, yeah. Golang. Interesting one. I haven't done much esoteric... Well, I wouldn't say Golang is esoteric, really. It's relatively popular. Oh, nice. Do you know who it was? I might have to check out the VOD at some point. Okay. Let's high level. I'm gonna need the drawing pad because we're gonna start drawing some things like right away. This is gonna be such a busy night. But I have a list of things that we're gonna do. That's true. Pin Pals is on sale now. Oh, thank you very much. I would appreciate it. Okay. We need Rita. No, I need you over here, buddy. So that I can see you. Blank document. Sure. Let's go with this size. Okay. Pin. Suikoden 1. I don't know a thing about Suikoden. Any Suikodens. Okay, let's talk about Chapter 1. So, you've got the hub. You exit the hub, and then you enter Room 1. Room A. And also, let's move this down. Alright, so you enter Room A. This is like a little semi-industrial yard with like some big chemical pipes and then like some stuff you have to work your way around, some barrels. Doesn't matter. It's room A. Room B, there's a slight puzzle, and there will be, we actually have a little secret room. There's nothing there yet, but we have a secret room. So that's room B. Then we have room C. There's a little hidden treasure in the windmill in room C. We've got, well, let's see, we should have, enemies. Okay, here we go. So we got an enemy here, an enemy, well, no, it's an enemy here, enemy here. There's an enemy here, enemy here, and there's an enemy here and an enemy here. Room D is Frogtown. We enter Frogtown. Frogtown has a shop, some NPCs to talk to, a little signpost, and then water and a bridge. And you can cross the bridge, but you can't go anywhere because there's a big blockade at the end of the bridge. So that's in a separate room, which is room M, I believe. Frogtown does not have a king. They're an autonomous collective. So we have done a second pass on all these and kind of cleaned it up a bit, added the things we're missing in room D. Now we're going to move on to room E. Room E is also by the water. Room E has a little business here and a little house here. And then you got room F, which has a little bit of verticality to it. Not much, but that's room F. There's a little puzzle to get up top. The puzzle is basically hit the button. There's an enemy down here. There probably should be more enemies. Then room G is a double-sided room with water in the middle. This is all room G. There's a little secret room behind the waterfall. You have to solve a little puzzle to make a bridge appear. It's not a puzzle. It's flip a switch. There's nothing to it. And then you get to start the dungeon, the mini dungeon, which has a little lobby with a little treasure, a small platforming puzzle with room I. J is a little something or other. K is a little platforming dealy. Then you got room L, which is a boss fight. It's a little cinematic followed by a boss fight. And that exits back to room G, but now you're across the river. Hooray! And then also, did I mention that room F also has an across the river part? And that leads back to room M. And that's where actual dungeon is. There we go. That's great. That's a great little big dungeon and the boss fight. Yes, actually, room G, once you complete the mid-boss, you unlock a shortcut that takes you back from one side of room G to the other side of room G. So this is all the chapter 1 rooms. I have not shown any of the dungeon on stream, but I've got a lot of it done. It's just a little bit bare bones. There are enemies out here. There's a little bit over here, maybe one here. There needs to be some added here and here and maybe here. Room J could maybe do with an enemy as well. K could probably have 2. Because otherwise it's a very nothing burger dungeon. So major areas is we have, this is the mini dungeon, and this is chapter 1 main dungeon. As you can see, it's like right across the bridge from the town where you can buy items, and that's by design. Once you get to this point, you've got a shortcut straight back to town, which is very intentional. That was kind of the whole reason for most of this. This is all waterfall here. I think we need more rooms. This is just chapter 1. I think there's gonna be like 8 chapters, which is ridiculous. Okay, so this was the old plan, was that the flow of this was basically, there are some enemies in the way, you can dodge them. There are some enemies in the way, you can dodge them, you have to turn a gear to proceed. Room C, a couple of enemies. Pass through room D, pass through room E, turn a gear in room F, turn a gear in room G. Pass through. Slight platforming, slight puzzle, maybe actually the first genuine slight puzzle. I haven't decided exactly how fast travel is going to work, but there will need to be fast travel, yes. Slight platforming, not a puzzle. Actual required fight. Nothing, and then a bunch of puzzles and fights that are required. So, in its initial inception, you could just breeze through chapter 1 with nothing to really slow you down. There's very little required thinking or reading of any sort in an RPG. Weird. I've decided in my overhaul second pass of chapter 1. Actually, let's put that on screen so we know what we're actually looking at here. I hope so. Oh, and then we got like the big fields of wheat are over here that are all pretty. Maybe a bit more orangish even. This is just industrial stuff, and that's kind of the transition. And then it's very green grassy over here. Whereas this is more dirt. And then this is all cave. Okay. So, room E, I've decided this is nothing. You could just ignore everyone in this town. And I want to force you to at least talk to somebody. At least learn how to talk by this point in the game. We're going to change room E pretty significantly. The plan is there is a pig in the road. That's the new plan. The new plan is there is a massive pig blocking the path right here. And it's not just a piggle, it's a biggle. He's asleep. He's asleep and he's not budging and he's blocking the entire road. A frog nearby will tell you what you need to do. It will be funny. It will get complicated. It will turn into a mini game, and then there will be a subversion of expectations, and then you can proceed onto room F. Having met additional characters, hopefully had a sensible chuckle. Maybe there'll even be a required fight, but not against the biggle. All right. That is the plan. This is going to take several days. So, absolute first thing that we need to do. This is Lily's pad. right here. That's a cool hangout spot for the frogs. It needs a sign. It needs a lily pad for a sign, actually. Do we have... I'm pretty sure I have a lily pad object. Yeah, I do. Wonderful. So let's close out the objects here. Lily sign. Add a lily pad to it. Rotate that lily pad a bit. Give it a little bit of an angle. That's going to be the sign. It needs a texture. I don't know what texture I used for this right here. For the stage object. Open anyway. Yeah, this. What is this texture here? Tell me your secrets. Surface. Material. Yes, you. Plant. Just flat out plant. Well, alright. Well, let's add the plant texture. Oh, wait. You're a... Oh, Not what I expected. I thought lily pad would be... Oh, see, this is the wrong lily pad here. That's not what I want. This one is okay. Can fix it. Some of them. Some of them. Enough of them, hopefully. Okay, so I need to editable children this so that I can do this, I assume. Plant. Yeah. Okay, now we need a sign that actually says Lily's Pad. If they are still broken, won't it make more likely that things we are working on now, that this code will break because the other code is broken? We don't have any code that we're making. We're just putting lily pads down. No code there. None at all. We need the alphabet. And we need the frog text sign so that we can just get an idea of the size of it. About 200 by 100. Okay. Close the new one that is about, let's say 300. First, what we will do is select the letters that we need. L, I. Got our official frog text alphabet. L, I. Oh. L, I, L. It's basically like Dubu Stream all over again. Oh, we got fancy S. We're gonna stack it, but for now I'm just gonna set it aside. Okay. That's gonna be weird, but I'm okay with that. All right. Lily's pad. We're aiming for roughly 200 pixels across. And then 100 pixels tall, so about to there, about this area here. Maybe taller. All right, let's see what we can do. Let's fancy it up. So right away, I recognize that we have a situation going where we have this. Should we make it? No, let's leave it. Let's leave it to this. We have this, this, and this all in a row, which I like because it makes for a very pleasant little pattern there. That. And then pad. Nice. Really fancying up that A. That looks pretty good. I love that. That looks great. I'm on board. I'm sold. That's Lily's pad. We can actually make it a little bit. We'll lose detail if we do that. So let's just leave it like that. Okay, perfect. Don't need the background. Get rid of it. Invert this so that we can set the color however we want. And there we go. Simple as that. Save that as a PNG. Lily's pad sign. All right. Pull up our folder of art. L. Lily's pads. All right, so that's gonna go in here. It's a busy folder. And now add a sprite 3D. Give it the right texture. Line it up nice and close there. That little bit, we're gonna have to adjust this. There. That's awkward, huh? Right on the paint. But maybe if we have it just kind of lower. Then I guess that's okay. I'm on board with it. Let's give it a nice color. No, I kind of like the white. Just pure white. No shadow cast. Don't want that. All right, there we go. We've got Lily's pad. Mark it off on the to-do list. Done. Another thing I was thinking of would be more houses, but I'm gonna hold off on that because we have something specific we're gonna need to do with this area over here. This is going to turn into a more important area. We're gonna break through this fence and make a whole new zone over there. Possibly. Basically have a further back zone over here that you can actually access. It's gonna be hard because like this is all. I may just need to make it a separate area entirely. I was toying around with the idea of just making it the back side of room C, but I think it needs to be its own separate thing. So what it is we're gonna have a mini game happening here, and it makes a lot of sense for it to be in an area with some hay. So I think we're gonna have E2 over here, room E2. And that'll work for me. I'm fine with that. So that's the connection there. Okay, but we got the sign. I guess the next thing we need is a big pig. So let's see what we got. Pig. He's doing it! He's finally doing it! Rolling around at the speed of sound. Got places to go and follow the rainbow. Ah, it's buffering for me. Ooh, it's buffering hard. There we go. Nope. I'll reduce quality to 160p. Nope, still buffering. Oh well. Okay, pig. We have a sleepy pig face. It's buffering for everyone. Okay, well that's something. His poor internet issues. I think all we really need is a really big pig body. He crashed. Oh no, this is what City Escape will do to you. Okay, so let's duplicate this as Pig Big. In-game name will actually be Biggle, because that's adorable. But it's going to have a completely separate setup. Okay, so let's move into the animation canvas. Then take a look and see what we can do with this guy. Alright, so specifically, what I want to do is move all these parts out of there, and then make him big. See, what I'm worried about here is that makes this outline crispy, I guess. I guess that's the best way to put it. Nose, eyes, front ear, back ear. He's big. He's a big pig. He's a big... This isn't just your Dabble World's Piggle. This guy is particularly large. We're gonna need a separate body, I think. Something with a little bit more, I guess, water balloon to it. But like a line that is more appropriate to the size of a pig. It's like the really big pigs from what was it? Wind Waker. Wind Waker had some big old pigs. All right, where did I leave my pigs? Here we go. So here's the base pig art. We're gonna do, take this, and make a new one. Except, canvas size. Large pig. Maybe they came back up. Nope, it's off now. That's too bad. All right, big pig. Went back to it and like, oh right, that's what I did, huh? Cool, great. So ordering, body ordering is 7. Bring that down. It's gonna be like that. All right, let's take a screenshot of this rough proportion. This is very silly. Oh, I see movement. There he is. There's the boy. Okay, yeah. So that's about the size of the blob that we want. But we want the line weights to match these, which is about 10. Yeah, about 10 pixels. Okay, so feed a small village. He's gonna eat a small village. Okay, thing is, I want it more water balloony. Not like that exactly, but kind of, I guess, gumdrop. A bit of a gumdrop pig. Actually, I guess since he's 2D, he shouldn't be, this is like, if you imagine a blob, like a water balloon on the ground, in perspective, you're gonna get this kind of shape here. Where there's a clearly defined, like, okay, yes, this is the cut across, but it comes out as well. But this is 2D, so we have to minimize that a lot. So we're gonna do like that. He sure is the way he is. And then we're gonna blob out and over. Is that our pig right there? Is that our pig shape? Is that our... He's a real ham. Oh, I wonder something dumb. No. That wouldn't make any sense. And yet. So something I've always wondered about the way that GermDove has it set up. I don't know how his roles are set up in his Discord server, but I've always been curious. Do I have permission to actually unmute myself in his listen-only, you can't talk in this Discord channel? You know? It's like, could I? This is a very silly giant pig. Okay, so it's basically the same as that. So we're gonna take this. Copy it, we're going to paste it, we're going to bring it right over here, and we're going to use this for the texturing, most of it at least. Okay, so now I'm going to just want to select this, expand our selection by 3 pixels, invert, delete. Mark that as that. Paint him like a ham. No, he just needs to be a really big pig. It's crucial that he's just a big pig. All right, make sure to really get the texturing in here. We want to see those visible brush strokes here. Like a little bit darker even down here. A little bit darker and a little bit more bluish. Whoop, too blue. That's still coming across really purple. Hey, Abram. We're making a really big pig. A roadblock of a pig. Oops, nope. Need to have that. There we go. Now we're talking. Snorlax pig. Yeah, actually, he will be sleeping. So it does work. Alright, save as King Biggle. Biggle the Biggle. This isn't City Escape. This is some sort of two-dimensional wannabe. Devil's Art, Pig, Biggle. Alright, so body. It's this texture now. Region is not enabled. There are what? They're just like power transformers? Or do you just mean like robots? Because of course there are robots. There are most certainly robots. They are not transformers, they are robots. Not every robot is a transformer. I can understand the confusion, but no. All right. Now, eyes. Eyes need to be down by 200? 200 to make him sleepy. He's a sleepy guy. Alright, front ear. Back ear. Oh, he's very big. Alright, now the legs are going to be really goofy. Leg. 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 And there is a leg back here, but we're not worried about it. Well, there he is. That's him. Before we do anything else, every time I mess with shared animation players, I get really worried that I'm about to break everything. I need to log back into my Git environment here. Push changes. Done. Okay. Now I feel more comfortable about messing with things. Delete it. Point this animation player at this. Now we're gonna have our idle animation, which is gonna be like, how about a nice 6 seconds? This is just very obviously not yet City Escape. Did Germdove seem excited to be playing City Escape? Because he's still not doing it. He has not been thrilled with it. How can you have a bad time playing City Escape? It's just such a fun, happy time. I think the problem really is that he's not playing the real City Escape yet. Alright. The face and stuff, we're gonna move those out. We're gonna make a new node 2D for face. There we go. So that we can kind of make the body scale up and down a bit, I guess. Although, when we scale it, I need to make sure. There we go. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Let's listen. Yeah, this is the one.
I mean, the song is great, but
He's great. He's right. He's so right. Gosh, he's so right. Body container will be here. So that as we scale up and down body container, so he's gonna breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. See how that looks. Oh, whoops. I see the problem here. Okay, well that's way too extreme. How about this? There we go. Even this looks different. This is not what City Escape used to look like. What have they done to it? There's a great clip of GQ playing the original City Escape, and he just falls through the geometry of the level into his death. He's just like standing on a platform, and then Sonic just like melts through it and dies. And it's like, now that's City Escape. That's Sonic Adventure 2. It's no, so the game he is playing is almost sort of like a greatest hits. It's also its own game, but it's like, it's themed around revisiting all the best moments of the Sonic series. All your favorite levels, but like a little bit different. Like that wasn't in the original at all. Like it's meant to evoke the feeling of those levels and the look of them, while being that's completely different, while being a bit different. All right, so we have a sleepy pig. We need to move the legs around a bit. I think we can get away with scaling the legs in the same way that we did here, by adjusting it by 0.05 here. Whoops, nope, hang on. Times 1.05. There we go. So let's sort of go out with the body. Very silly. Very, very silly. Alright, face. You know what? Yeah, it worked. It's working so far. Let's do it again. But we're going to keep it as a separate object. Yeah, so you can see like there's a little bit of separation between the objects, which is just what we want. And then the next thing we're going to do is something very silly, which is the nose. It's also going to be scale. We're going to need to zoom in for this one here. We're going to make it kind of... like that. You get it? You get it? That's what's going to happen here. I can do it again if I need to. Are you sure you want to know? Whoop, not you. You. A dream bubble that shows what he's dreaming of. No, because I think the player might think that they need to find something related to the dream, which they do not. Okay, so this was not quite enough. Let's try it this way. Okay, that's better. Change these values to 0.3. That's all right. Like, not quite. I feel like it... Maybe if we just make it do it the whole time, then maybe we'll be there. So here... Here. Nope, not you. Not you. All right, I like that. What a weird little guy. All right, perfect. Now, the next problem is this is gonna be way too big for the canvas, isn't it? Ooh, he's a little too big. He's a little too big. Do robots dream of electric pig? That's what they say. That does what it do. Maybe if I transform this very slightly on this side, then I can just scale it up on the other end. I'll lose a little bit of fidelity, and that's fine. Alright. He's not quite in the right spot, but we'll get there. Make sure he doesn't cut off at the edges when he breathes out. Alright, we're good. Great. Now then, the next piece is down a bit. Such a big guy. He's a very big guy. Well, I'm glad we saw City Escape. The end. Alright. Stop. Stop. Big. The thing is, you're not even gonna fight him. maybe we bring him back as like a joke boss later. That's actually a pretty good idea, to have like some pieces of carrots and such that he's gotten into. He's just a regular pig that just ate a whole lot of carrots. Wow, I think we've made art today. Big ol' blockade actor. He is going to need one other frame of animation, basically, but we're a long way off from getting to that point. So let's add him in. Let's put in our big pig actor here. There are going to be a bunch of crops. Right over here, we're going to have another area that we're going to build that's going to connect to the farm. You may not see the farm from there, but it's going to be out there. Or you may not see the windmill. Well, we should have at least a windmill over there. All right. Oops, not XR hand modifier. No, I'm trying to add a node 3D. Here. Big pig. I'm sorry, I think you misheard me. I want a big pig. Scale him up. All right, let's make sure he's not going to fall through the floor or something. Tell me something scary, Willow. Oh, now that... See, you walk into this room and you'd be like, I want to see what's going on with this guy. What's this guy up to? Hi there. Oh, he is blocking the way. Oh, now we're going to be able to walk right through. Yeah, because his collision is still right there. And we could, maybe with a crazy enough jump, just walk right over him. But we'll deal with that in a bit. Oh no, Willow! You might have a problem. You might have a serious problem that needs to be addressed. This is the kind of whimsy we need. Exactly, Al. This is it. A giant stuffed pig. This is what we want. All right, we need to add to him an invisible wall. Because that's the easiest way with the system I've got set up. We do have a bit of a problem. No jumping over the invisible pig wall. There we go. Alright. BLJ through the pig. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's a big boy. Nope, nope. You're not getting through him that easy. Welcome to Boo. Congrats on Reverie. A real tunic moment. crack open the ROM. Dump the hex. That's what I did. I mean, not for that specifically, but you know. For some things. Man, I didn't even know about strings command. I did it the old-fashioned way. I grabbed the raw bytes and wrote something to try to see, like, let's see here. If the numbers are indexed at 0, what would the digits look like? Or something along those lines. Because there was something where the hex dump tool on its own did show strings, but they didn't line up with the way that the message box tool that you used, it didn't zero index them. It did something silly. So the character started offset by some number. And so I had to try a bunch of things. I'm like, wait, there it is. I have text. And then I didn't find anything new except for the unused stuff. Hey, I went through it the old-fashioned way first. Okay. So we're gonna need, all right, we're just gonna go in order of how this whole thing is gonna work, which means that the next thing we need is oh, you know what would be really silly? You know what would be really fun? In room C, we've got some kind of code for the hay bale for rolling this out of the way. So it responds to smacking it. But where does that come from? Ah, the player does it. The player code looks for rollable objects, so we need some kind of gear interact, like generic gear interact code. Code from a hack into Godot. No, as a matter of fact. So code in Godot looks like this. If area name equals gear zone, then if spin collider.process mode does not equal this, whereas code in let's see here. Whoops, did I just click the, no, okay. Whew. No, wait, I did. Sorry. Everyone here has a sub already, right? Accidentally hit the run ad button. Great. Cool. Oh no! No! Alright, so here's what the code in Shine looks like. EA 2207 CB90 EA. This is assembly, but it's also, yeah, he wrote all that manually. It's really impressive. At least they let you use computers these days for it. This is the code, or maybe that is the pixels of a Goomba and tells how to draw a Goomba. Or maybe that's the list of what colors to use on level 105. Oh, or maybe that's the data on how to play the jingle of noise that you get when you collect a Yoshi coin. Or maybe that's the sound of a chuck being hit on the head. Or maybe that's the instructions of how to handle physics of a falling platform. You don't know. It's all jammed in the cartridge as just little bits of magnetic data or electronic data. It's just zeros and ones. But yeah, so it doesn't work, unfortunately. It's a completely different kettle of fish. What's a good example? It's like they're both video games, but they do things completely differently. It's like saying, hey, I want to make these microwave noodles, but the power's out. But I do know that fire also makes heat, so I'll just stick this lighter in the microwave. It's like, well, okay, yes, you can heat things up in more than one way, but those two things are so incompatible. How do different programmers make changes into different games? Changes into... I'm having trouble with the phrasing, making changes into different games. Do you mean... Yeah, do you mean how do you change a video game? Oh, how do you make a hack? Yeah. Basically, there is a tool that does it. That does it for you. So, if I were to go in and open up Lunar Magic and be careful about what I open... let's see here. Hacks. Akagare, sure. Oh, there's level 105. Perfect. So this is a tool that makes it easy. I don't have to think about the bits. I don't have to think about the 0 and 1. Instead, I can just say, move this guy a little bit closer. Move this guy over here. Move this coin this way. And add everybody's favorite. Bunch of Kaizo blocks so you can't escape. Perfect. Ship it. That's a whole separate story. It gets more complicated the more in-depth you go. If you just want to move some things around, there's a tool that makes it super easy. Well, there's Tears Blaster. If you want to go in, just like Minecraft, to bring things into a more contemporary video game, people can make texture packs. It's literally just grab the original texture and just open it in any image software and just change what it looks like, and then you're basically done. But if you wanted to add a new boss monster to Minecraft, that same strategy is not going to work. So there are different approaches based on how in-depth the changes are. Now, for a lot of things, like adding a sprite that someone else created, that's not too bad. It's okay. It's still a lot. Like the first time you do it, you can be like, what the crap? How do people do this? But then it's like, okay, yeah, add this in. Oh, I got a conflict here. All right, SP3, SP4. Yeah, good, done. Dupu is an assembly wizard. It's true. Man, the Dupu programming the heavy jump was a treat. And dealing with the every other jump is a Kaizo block assembly, which never even got used. That was fantastic. Seeing the like, okay, so take what pixel you're at, and then we need to figure out what tile you are on, and let's forget. Yeah, it was a silly. We were on a silly mood. It's fine. We're gonna have a new area called generic interact. All right. So the idea is that, what is the idea here? Character body? All right, what is rollable? Okay, it has an area. And if the area name is rollable object, which it is, then do the interact code of the parent object. That makes sense. What ID? This is actually the Godot editor. I do like VS Code. It's very nice. It's much more lightweight than a lot of other things I've used in the past. And I don't even want to think about Eclipse anymore. That's probably one of the worst things about working in Java is the working with Java tools. I do not enjoy it. I know we're getting to the point where Microsoft tools can work with that, but jeez. Oh man, I haven't had to work with that in a long time, thank goodness. I haven't done anything in NetBeans for probably close to 10 years. Like, I think I was using NetBeans when I was making Minecraft mods. Or plugins, I guess, not mods, plugins. There's a difference. It was an API. It was nicer. Yeah, IntelliJ was okay. More recently, I did have to work in IntelliJ, and I was like, all right, it's fine. But I do not love getting all the package stuff set up. It's like, oh, well, this one, yeah, your Maven stuff is all screwed up. Oh, yeah, the firewall, all right, so you got to use this other. Like, no, come on. Oh, no, yeah, the certificate doesn't, you're going to have to get this updated certificate and get that into your IDE. It's like, why is this happening to me? Right. So what I want to do is throw a generic interact area. This is silly. For such a small thing, this is pretty silly. But trust me on this one. So add an area 3D. Call it generic interact. Give it a collision shape of whatever. We're going to give it a box. That is plenty big. Okay, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. Oh, do I want? I'm gonna change that code to instead say, just do the interact code on self. And then we're gonna do wobble interact. Okay, so we don't need this, we don't need this, we just need an interact function that takes a object. I guess that's the player, but we don't need to do anything with it. So on interact, oh, actually, hang on. With the rollable, attempt roll. How does this happen if you're already rolling? Like, can you end up rolling twice? I guess so. Huh. Oh yeah, because it just sets the velocity, so as long as it's in there. Okay. So we'll want to do some kind of timing some kind of wobble timer. Wobble to wobble equals the parent. We will have a process on this. And we're gonna maintain a wobble timer. When we process, wobble timer minus equals the current delta, and clamp it to 0. In our interact, wobble timer equals 1.0. Well, hang on. If wobble timer is greater than 0.8, then we can't wobble again. We need some time. Say it starts at 1.5 here. Wobble timer 1.5. Play sound. Not bad, Al. Not bad. The original scale of this guy. In this scene is right there. So what we'll do is we need to have a original scale, which we don't know. And when we're processing, no, not when we're processing. On ready. Original scale equals get parent node 3D dot scale. To wobble. That can be on ready. To wobble dot scale equals original scale. Let's just do X and Y, and maybe Z can match X. Take the original scale dot X, multiply it by, and then we're gonna do some math. Our value, we're coming back to, we're gonna count down from 1.5. Something like that, some kind of sinusoidal or something. Or alternatively, just say, Okay, how would you make a sinusoidal that speeds up as it approaches 0? So you'd have, if you have just sine of x, I guess sine of x 1 over x? Hey, sine 1 over x. Where's Wolfram Alpha? That kind of wobbles pretty good. It's a little bit crazy, so we may say like sine of, what, 5 over x? What does that look like? Nope, other way. Sine of 1 over, sine of 0.1 over x. No, that's even worse. Sine of 100 over x. Nope. Sorry, I'm just plugging in numbers into Google until I get what I want. Like, wouldn't that do it? Because the period would get more frequent. Sine of 1 over x. Or let's just say sine of x. Bring up Wolfram Alpha. Google's not doing it for me. All right, sine of x just hits at 2 pi. Double it. And now it's hitting at pi. Quadruple it. And it hits at half a pi. So yeah, if you go higher as x approaches 0. So you want the inside to be higher. American Pie Day, yay! Which would imply I want the coefficient against x to increase as x decreases. Well, that sounds dumb. Because I can't do that, because then I'm just having sine of x over x. That doesn't work at all. I mean, I guess we can try this. But then when x hits 0, we have a problem. Whoa. We got a bot there. You guys didn't see it. You just didn't have to trust me on it. All right, this is not going to work, but okay, let's try this. Does this work right away? Does this immediately work? Badly. He's gone. He's straight up gone. I need the basics before you start working on the math. Bye. I guess. There he goes. Huh. What was up with that? Just pieced out. Oh, it's because of that invisible block, isn't it? I bet that's what it is. This invisible block is overlapping him. And so he doesn't know what to do about that. Which is Understandable. Alright, it's fine. Okay. This is probably going to do something really, really silly. Yes, it did. So I can get around him, which is not what I want, but wow. Okay, new plan on the math. Instead of that. So, here's the original value. So we want him to just kind of... So just follow a sine scale, or a sine times the, I don't know, 10 times the wobble timer to really speed it up. For that sine, we're gonna scale it against 1 and divide that by a pretty good amount. I just want a little bit of wobble. That's all I want. Okay, but then also I need to scale it down further the closer our timer gets to 0. And it's got to be much faster than that. So this should speed up the wobble. It did speed up the wobble. And then this whole thing gets multiplied by our wobble timer divided by max wobble timer. So here we go. We're gonna wobble. Horse balls. Is something going on in GermDov's chat or GermDov stream that I should know about? Okay, that's at least the right pattern. We want it a little bit less violent. Pretty good. Secondly, I want Y to invert. Yeah! Yeah! Okay, it's still a little bit harsh. So let's divide by a little bit more. Make it a little gentler. And maybe we slow it back down a bit. Oh, that's beautiful. That's silly. That's silly. Hey, casual. We're just making a big old wiggly pig. He's not an enemy. You can't fight him. He's just a sleepy pig. I gotta make sure that you can't, like, clip through here somehow. New friend. He's friend-shaped. He's very wobbly, and he's blocking the road. Okay. Next piece. Half-eaten carrots, right? That was what we were gonna do? How are we gonna do half-eaten carrots? Are those gonna be sprites or 3D objects? I know in my heart it probably should be 3D, but that seems painful. Let's make some sprites. Just some little ones. Very, very small. Okay. So this doesn't need like a super thick outline or anything, because it's not a sprite like everything else. But it could have an outline if we wanted. But it should probably be a little bit thinner in outline. So we want to have half-eaten carrot. That's not what carrot is. Get rid of all that. Do better. Do better. That's a pretty good start right there. That's effectively what a carrot would look like if I were a carrot. We'll lighten that green a bit. That's a bit dark. Orange. Oh yeah, that's good. Carroty orange right there. Casual, you feeling any better? I remember you saying you were sick. Green, let's lighten it up a bit more. There we go. Beautiful. Throw a few of those around. We're in business. Every pixel counts. Trying to be good about excess data usage in the game. We want to keep things small. Small details should have small file sizes. Alright, carrot. Alright, room E. Give it this little carrot here. Get rid of Wolfram Alpha. We're done with it. Don't need it anymore. Let's put these carrots in next to this giant pig. Node 3D. Carrots. Add a sprite 3D to that. Using the carrot. I will allow shadows. And then this one, scale it on the z-axis by -1. Wait, not the z-axis, the y-axis. By -1, just so they don't look identical. Alright. Let's go check him out. He's eating all my carrots. check out here. All right, these carrots need to be smaller. And this carrot is kind of floating a bit. And there's some serious fighting on the merch opportunity. Heck yeah. Oh, that's awful. Okay. Next thing we're gonna need is another NPC. Let's have a node dedicated to storing our NPCs here. What's this guy? Another one of this guy. Another frog. Piggle plush, Piggle plush, Piggle plush. Actually, Piggle on its own would be pretty adorable. Just the regular spherical pig with little legs and angry eyebrows. All right, dialogue zone. All right, so this guy is actor code. He's actor code 01E Frog. Biggle. So he's going to have a lot going on because his text is going to change quite a bit. All right, and so now, so I'm going to eventually add some shorthand stuff that makes it so I don't have to do this pass-through function for very simple text. Like for an NPC that only ever says one thing and never changes, we don't need any code to manage it. We don't have to do any, oh, well, if this flag is set, if the progress is chapter 3 or earlier, then do this text, otherwise do that text. If we don't have anything like that, I shouldn't have to add any code. It should just be, hey, here's the NPC code, grab the text. But for the other ones, there's got to be something in between that says, hey, how do I determine which thing is? Flying Goomba might be from a specific game. Now I'm kind of curious. Flying Goomba. What is Flying Goomba from? Oh! Yeah, I think that is specifically what the Super Mario World credits calls them. Flying Goomba. Alright, so this guy's gonna be a little extra. Alas. There you go. Also weird to think about the fact that they didn't have wings before then. Well, no, SMB3 had them. Well, yeah, in Super Mario World, according to the credits, they were all just Goombas. Galoomba, as a term, I don't think appeared until Mario Maker 1, when they had to start distinguishing between them. But I don't know. When did Galoomba... What was the first instance of Galoomba? Super Mario 3D World. Which was released in November 2013. November 2013. Mario Maker was 2015. Okay, so 3D World is what gave us the name Galoomba, apparently. I'm surprised. Because I guess it did have both. Yeah, take a note of that. Alas, I come home to find my prized carrots nibbled to pieces. And what's more, yonder path has been blocked by this foul beast. What ho! Travelers! Yeah, that's true. Well, so, I don't... How canon is the behavior of enemies in Mario Maker? Mario Maker and Mario Maker 2, to perhaps a greater extent, was very much a, we're going to use every part of the enemy. Yeah, SMB3 did have winged Goombas. But it's like, no two enemies are exactly alike in Mario Maker. Like, everything has a slightly different behavior, no matter how small. Like, obviously, Goomba and Galoomba, it's a pretty straightforward one. And let's not forget about Goombuds and Goombrats. Sure. That's a good point. They never showed up. Well, hang on. Hang on, though. Did Goombas show up in Mario 3D World? Heck yes, they did. Right! The Goomba mask. Wouldn't make any sense otherwise. Yeah. 3D World. 3D World was the first instance where they crossed paths, and therefore also the first time they had separate names. I gotta figure out how much the party is going to address this guy. This guy's gonna be a little bit silly, and I gotta figure out if we're gonna pull the get a load of this guy, or we're just not gonna approach it at all. It's a bit too much. There weren't any regular Goombas in the game. Yeah, that's true. What did Yoshi's Island? I will, Willow. That's planned. I'm gonna have to give this guy multiple lines so that we can respond to him. So we're gonna have a little bit of back and forth. Vaguely? Yoshi's Island was that a typo or did it actually have Goombos? Because I remember the ones that get flattened. It was really awkward because I don't know if there just weren't any until very late in the game or like middle of the game. Oh. All right, hold on. Let's look up Goombos. From Yoshi's Island. That's them. No, I specifically want Goombos. Well, maybe not. Probably called them Goombas. They did get flattened. It was a weird thing. Because so much. No, wait. Maybe the physics I'm thinking of specifically are the marching guys, little marshmallow guys. It was weird. There were some interesting enemies in Yoshi's Island. And I feel like some of the levels, they like toyed with what was effectively Kaizo setups. Of like, the level designer was like, you know what? With this piece and this piece, you could do some really interesting stuff. Like, I'm specifically thinking of some of the stuff they did with the baseball guys. Also weird that they weren't Chucks, but they were still messing around with baseballs. The catcher's mitt guys were a very fun idea given the way that you interact with things in the game. Yeah. It's like you'd land on them and you'd kind of stick for a bit while they squished and then they pop. It was very interesting. And everything would kind of bounce back. All right. So what we're going to do now is go back into our conversation setup here. So instead, we're going to get lines. Oh, you know what? I guess we don't even need that to be two separate lines. Let's do it this way though. Convo 1. Yeah. See, this guy, I feel like for a lot of things, I need like the ability for a conversation to happen later with this guy, like later in this same little setup. It's gonna be interesting to have enough text for it all, but also I need to make sure that we're able to do it. Get rid of all this. Get rid of all this text, all these scripts. All right. This is one thing I'm having trouble with, is managing, like, whenever I open another script, it's like, all right, it's got to add it to the sidebar here, and blah, 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 blah. So we're doing 1-1. 1-2 is what partner says, which I'm pretty sure, yeah, we've already got that variable. And then 3. All right. Let's see if that works. There's gonna be so many pieces to this little bit. We're not even scratching the surface of this little blockade. This is gonna be a whole little side quest that we've abruptly decided to add here. It's gonna be good. Because now you have to actually interact with the town, whereas before you could just cruise on through. That's still not quite fitting. I'd never want to go with 5 lines. If anything is 5 lines long, then it's too long for people to read. Also, I want to do a cinematic camera thingy. Yeah, exactly. We gotta interact with the world. Dialogue. We can set new target and give it a time of how long to move. So we're gonna have a how are we gonna do this? How can I set new target and access it this way without doing anything really goofy? Frog, yes, frog culture. I want to get a specific object. Are there any other camera handler things I'm doing in this? Am I gonna have to make a new little helper function for this? Because this thing does not have an actor code. How does get actor by code work? Ah, it just does the whole shebang here. I could do a get by name and have it search the whole tree for a specific named object. Which isn't great, but it's okay. I really... Yeah, this is tricky. I'd like to just attach it to an object and reference it that way, but I don't have a great way to do that. Unless I make a way to do that. For instance, I can open up a variable right here. Room nodes as an array of node 3Ds that by default is an empty list. And now I can go here, I think, because that's an export, right? So this thing which uses chapter 1 conversations should now allow me to... No, maybe not? Where's my thing? Conversations. .tsn. Export. Where's my export here? Oh, is that not available on regular nodes? No, that can't be true. What's going on here? Yeah, you can do it on a regular node. Mark's property is exported. Custom resources node should be registered as global classes, blah, blah, blah. It is only supported in node-derived cases and has a number of other limitations. What other limitations do you mean? What are the other limitations? Can only export properties that are of a type that inherits from the node class. So a raw node does not work, maybe? Is that what it is? Do I use AI for help? No. My work tried to give us access to some AI tools for code assistance, and it honestly has no idea what it's doing. I mean, I'm sure in some cases it's very helpful, but I have not yet found a good use for it in programming. We'll get there, but a lot of the stuff that I'm working on is like so niche and very domain specific. Hey, brother AV. Yeah. No, see, this one's using Node, and that's not happening. So what's the deal? All right, what if? What if I change the type of this to a Node 2D? Now am I allowed? No. Okay, so that wasn't it. Where is it? I don't understand. Will there be a map of the world? Yes, definitely. But I'm going to hold off until I've figured out what all the areas are before I start drawing something like that. There, it appears right there immediately. So why is that not happening? In this one. Because this is the node. Does it need to have child objects? Is that what it needs? No? The collector's edition of the game. I don't think I would expect a physical release. Because I want to add a thing to this. Okay, Godot, export, not peering. Not showing up in the inspector. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, is this a 3.5? Yeah, this is. Oh, jeez. What was that? Photon! Welcome in. How was your stream? Hope everything is going well tonight. We can take him. Man the battlements. Welcome in, Sloth. Good to see you. Come on in. Get us, pick up a chair, unfold. I don't know. Hello, welcome. Thank you for raid. Thank you for the follow there. All follows are anonymous. That's a good one. It's good to have a productive. Nice. Sit. Greetings. Sit. Everyone who is new here, I'm making Paper Mario. Let's be realistic here. Willow, thank you for gifting that tier 1 sub to Photon. Very kind of you. I have just the thing for raids now because I made a video so we can all see what it is I'm making. This is the game I'm making. It's Paper Mario, but better because we're making it as a team. It's all a team effort, which is to say that I spout random ideas until people come up with better ones, and then we make the better ones. We're about 8 months into the project, 8.5. And we have so much to do. It will be on Steam. It is not on Steam right now. But I did put down the money on the Steam listing fee just today. So we are well on our way. You can beat up a pig. You can talk to a frog. Now, we're not gonna release the game for another 3 years, but we're getting there. It's gonna be good. Hang on. Oh boy. Well, that's even better. Hang on. Get back. Okay, we're back. We did it. We fixed it. What's the lore? Oh, there is so much lore, but I don't want to spoil it. There's so much. Now I'm trying to figure out, though, why I've got just a little node with a little script on it, and I'm trying to add an export. And it's not working. Double shaky triangle. Heck yes. You can Triforce now. At least you have a more realistic release schedule than Silk Song. Oh, too soon. Too soon, Mac. What does this person say? I've tried just closing and opening the editor again. This is worth a shot. All right, we're gonna close and reopen the editor. I've never had this happen before, where my export variable just doesn't show up in the inspector at all. And this isn't even that much cleaner from searching the tree for a specifically named node. But I just know for a fact that at some point I'm gonna rename the node and not think about it and be like, oh yeah, something's relying on that name being exactly this value. Nope, it still didn't show up. Huh. But why? I don't get it. All right. So if I have, say, any other scene with a script, and I just throw in export var test equals 4, then boom, there it is right there. So that works. That one's fine. Thank you for the follow. All follows are anonymous. Please enjoy the show. Man, 3 triangles. That is dangerously close to Triforce territory. So why is this one not showing up here? Those are both. Okay, this one is admittedly a control node. I tried it on a test node though. And it did. You know what? Let's do it again. I have a test folder here. Let's just create a new scene that is just a node test export. We're gonna add a script to it. And in that script, export bar test equals 5. And it shows up immediately. What's the difference here? What is the difference here? We have a it's not like a static. All right, admit. Oh. So the tangent that got us on this whole, we should find a more stable way to reference this node instead of just copy pasting this code. Let me stop before finishing this line. Let me stop before I finish writing this line and instead go off and try to come up with a better way. But it's very long and I didn't notice that there was a line that we never finished, and so the GD script couldn't even compile. That's the .gd file, to be clear there. It went yeah, my normals. I needed to check my normals, Willow. Array of node 3D. Jeez. All right, so now we have access to a little array here, and I can specify, for instance, assign. A lily pad. Boom. Okay. So now that we have that as something that we can actually access, now, jeez, all that. Now I can say, all right, after you say this line, move the camera pretty quickly, if we can do that. Then say that line. Then set new target. Actually, we want to do revert to default target over a 2-second period. Wait, and then the script is done. Let's try it. Here we go. So here's the idea. You talk to this guy. This giant pig is really cracking me up. I need a good boing sound for when you smack him. He's so wobbly. So you talk to this guy. No one else in this town talks this way. It's just this guy is a little extra. There we go. Yes! Look at that! That's so good! That's so good! And then it comes back and you can move. Oh, heck yeah. It looks good. Like, okay, we spent a lot of time on that, on the exact ratio of moving the camera for those, and it's paid off because it's actually looking pretty good. It's soft. It's soft on the edges. I need a smiling pig here. I 100% need a smiling pig. Or a smiling frog. What am I thinking? All right. Open frog. 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 The frog files. Broken fence. There will be a broken fence, just not yet. We're gonna reduce this. We're gonna make the sign pretty low fidelity. All right. Let's do it. Let's get a really quick frog. Obviously, I just need more room to work. There it is. Okay, crop it, invert it, so that we can do modulation stuff on it. Ping, ping, frog face. All right, that'll work. But don't worry, we're going to break a fence later. I don't know exactly how we want to break the fence, because if you think back to, like, actual Paper Mario would definitely do some gag where something barrels through a fence and then the fence, like, tears like paper. Or something like that. Or in some way is shown to be not an actual 3D object. Oh, it was an illusion. It's actually just a 2D piece of paper. Ha ha ha. Gosh, they love doing that. And you know what? It was great. But I don't want to do that all the time. I'm not even sure if I ever want to do it. But we'll find some funny way to break a fence. It is very important that we break a fence. Okay. Scenes, chapter 1, room E. Add this frog face. The fence is... No, it's not... So it's a completely different fence that you haven't seen yet. That's going to be actually in rough shape. Face. Oops, not that way. That way. That looks great. Heck yeah. Okay, that's all the drawing we're doing for tonight. We can take this out now. Don't roll over my foot. Alright, so that already looks great. I love it. Is it a little bit cut off there at the top? It is, isn't it? Much better. Yeah. like, oh, I want to go. Like, ah. Why do I still have Leon out? Okay. Let's finish up a little bit. Wow, running out of time. Boy, we had a lot of files open there. Okay. Next piece is put Leon away. Current partner index is 0. Get him out of here. Okay, there we go. What we're gonna have is that this guy, we're gonna set a flag. Do we do that anywhere yet? No. Really? Nowhere. Nowhere. Uh-oh. I don't think we should get into this tonight then. So the plan is, after you have talked to him once... Now we do have this get previous talk count, which keeps track of talk counters apparently. Oh, that's only for the current room. Like, as soon as you leave the room, this variable is deleted. So we need something that has state that will last, that could be saved at the save point. So that's going to be an actual state flag. We have a whole system for state flags that we can set or read from anywhere in the code. And what we're going to need to do is specify, hey, after you talk to this guy for the first time, set the progress flag of the Big Pig quest from 0 to 1. And the next time you talk to him, we're going to read that and say, all right, if the current state is 0, give this introductory text. If it's 1, give this slightly different text that's like a little refresher, like a one-line, don't forget, this is what you need to do for this quest, bye. And don't do the whole, like, we're having a conversation for the first time. Very important. We're going to have to do that with a lot of things, so we may try to come up with some shortcuts in the code to make it easier to manage that, but honestly, it's hard to beat a nice if then else kind of statement. Like, it works. Like, having just a separate conditional for every single time we want to do that is a big deal, because it's not just a single state flag sometimes. Sometimes it's also, and also, do you have this item in your inventory or whatever else? So, although sometimes the text is seriously just, hey, when you talk to this person, display this set of lines from the text dump. Sometimes it's that simple. And in those cases, if there's enough of them, I may try to make a helper function that's basically just like, hey, if there is, I don't know, we'll figure it out. But sometimes it's more complicated. And I don't want this script file where we keep track of all the text, I don't want that to handle camera controls where we say, and then zoom in on this, and then wait 2 seconds, and then move the camera to this. This file is just, all right, here's a key, here's a value. Here's a key, here's a couple pages of text value. That's all that's going to be in that file. Very much by design. I don't want any other stuff to have any knowledge of any kind of camera control, because if we eventually get this game big enough that it warrants getting it translated, then translators do not need to know about camera control stuff. They just need to see, all right, anything that doesn't start with an @ symbol, that's what we need translated. Thank you. So for the most part, this is this stuff of like actual NPC text. but I want to eventually include things like UI text. Maybe move names could be in their own file. It's something worth considering. All right, where are we heading? Chip is still on. And we haven't rated Chip in a while. He hasn't been on at the same time as me for a long time. Let's see.
I don't know. It's coming along. I think this will be a nice,
You wrapping up?
fun little update. It'll just kind of really help supplement
You're not
some of the
wrapping
things
up,
I
are
felt I just didn't get time to add, right? Yeah, if I just had like a week or two more, I think I could have gotten a bunch of stuff done.
Chip, are
but,
you wrapping up?
yeah. But oh well. And yeah, also all the balancing with the guns.
This sounds
I'm glad
very
I'm
much
doing
like
that.
a
I mean, I know it
wrapping
kind
up
of
speech.
maybe takes some of the fun out
He's
of
not
it if you
doing
have
a
a gun
thing.
that
He's
kills everything
talking about
instantly,
the things
but
he has done.
or if you can't have the gun that kills everything
That's
instantly.
very
But
much
I
it.
think for it's I think we gotta balance things a little bit. I don't think it makes sense to have a gun with zero.
I can't tell. All right, if Chip wraps up, we're gonna go over to Germ Dove. If he writes another
yeah.
line of code,
Thank God it wasn't a Fortnite. I wouldn't have been doing anything.
if he's writing any more
I
code,
would have been just playing Fortnite. Okay. Well, that's gonna be it for today.
nope, he's wrapping up.
Thank you
Dang
for
it.
coming to the stream.
All right, rip. Okay. Dang it. All right, that's probably gonna be Germ Dove then. I feel like I haven't been doing a good job of jumping on to other game dev streams. The current list of people that I typically want to raid into, their schedules do not line up well. Let me see where Chip is going. If it's someone that I know, then we'll double raid. Let's find out. Where are you going? Where are you going? Come on. Come on. Hold. 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 Like if we can go into what you call it, game dev, that's typically good. It's nice to, oh gosh, bot, shut up. Willow, who do you have? I'll have them as an alternate. It's unlikely anyone that I'm familiar with. Okay, he's raiding. Nope, I don't know who that is. I have no idea who that is. Who is this? Software and game development. No, they've already got a lot of people. ASM. Ugh. Nope. Nope. We're not doing ASM. Oh, I thought they were. Oh. Well, they're not doing. At least it doesn't look like it. They're not doing Kaizo right now. That might be too far outside of our wheelhouse. Limbo is a very interesting game. Okay. I will stick to my earlier strategy that we are going to do Jorm Dove. That's okay. Progress. This room is already looking very different for strange reasons. Everyone, thank you for hanging out. Next stream will be on Sunday. We have a lot more we're gonna do with this room. The changes are gonna spill out into a whole new room that doesn't exist yet. We're gonna step by step make a whole little mini quest to get your feet wet with helping people. It's an important part of the game. Have a good night, everybody. I will see you next time. And at some point, we are gonna have a Steam page. I just need to finalize logo stuff and then upload a ton of assets. I remember from Pen Pals, it takes a surprising amount of time. Okay, bye.